All right, guys, we're down here at the venue. We've got NC State down here, Doc Poole, and our local rep is Joseph down here. We're going to talk about this soil management opportunity that Liz actually pushed me via email a couple weeks ago. I've just now been able to sort through it because we've been super busy with the holidays. But we're interested in doing some soil management on a 5-acre tract on the back of the property that has had pretty large clay outcropping from when we first bought the property and kind of scalped the earth and took a lot of the topsoil away. So we're interested to see what Doc's got to say and what we can get into and how we can manage this soil to produce a better spring for us and for the cows. All right, Doc.
Okay. So we're here. We're really, the last few weeks we've been looking for sites where we're going to do demonstrations of the technique called Bale Grazing, which is just one way of putting out hay in the winter for cows, in your mind that most of the nutrients that go through the cow actually get deposited back on the pasture, and if we can have that activity or that impact out on the pasture, then those nutrients go where they can do some good. So that's the general idea of what we call dispersed hay feeding. Mm-hmm. Traditionally, most farmers have picked a spot on the farm, and as Johnny says, this is like a multi-generational thing. You know, the kids inherit the feeding spot from the folks, and all of those nutrients over the decades build up to the point where there really are so many nutrients they just don't grow grass. They don't do you any good. And then if you have some erosion or whatever from that site, a lot of those nutrients can leave. So the idea of this is to really try to help folks understand that they do create this nutrient footprint on the ground, and that everywhere that the animals stay for extended periods of time, that's where you're enriching soil. And so again, the idea of this is to put out hay on the pasture and then just systematically go through it and allocate it to the animals using temporary electric fence. And then once they eat it, you go to the next, and they have all of their activity around those bales, and that's spread across the pasture. It's a couple of advantages to it. The nutrient distribution is a big advantage, but also the labor savings is important, because you can put some hay out when you have time, and then when the cattle need the hay, you just have to go out and move a ring or expose the bales to them, whether you're using rings or not. And then you can go about your way. So you've actually done a lot of the work at a previous time, and that really helps people that are part-time and have jobs off the farm or other responsibilities. So that's kind of what it is. And we're again, this is part of a federal project that's been going on now for 3 years. It's funded by the NRCS, and it's a program called On-Farm Conservation Innovation Grants. It's actually a 5-state effort, so we have other states that we're working with on this in the region to try to really decide if this bale grazing is something that really fits our environment here. It was invented for the most part up in Canada, where it freezes up all the time, and they walk around on ice most of the winter, so they don't have a mud problem and that sort of thing. And so some concerns here about, is mud going to be an issue? Is do you create weeds and stuff that you might not produce otherwise? And so this project, we started with what we call our core farms, which are very intensively managed, intensively sampled sites, and we have 7 of those in North Carolina, and then there are about that many in the other states. And so there we're really looking at more detail of what's going on with the soil, what's going on with forage production, and the type of plants that respond to this kind of management. And so that's underway and just kind of drawing to a close. And this next phase of the project is to involve a lot more farmers in what we call a demonstration level. So the idea is just to get the practice out on the ground, let people kind of decide whether they like it or not, and then do some educational activity to get other people to come and see it. So that's cool. Why we're here today, and we're glad to be with Liz and Joe out here and try to figure out how this project might fit this site and help with the overall goal.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think if I understand it correctly, it's similar to strip grazing your pasture with a temporary fence. At least that's the practice that you're going to do. The way, or that I think that you might be implementing, but the way I've been exposed to it in the past is we would go out and we would place 20 bales in a 3 to 5 acre paddock, and then just lock the cows in there and they would just go crazy. But I actually like your point of basically strip grazing them. So temporary fence, allow them the access to 3 to 5 bales at a time. Once complete, you move the fence. I like that because I feel like a lot of the animals get kind of the zoomies and they like to just go and destroy the bales.
That's correct.
So
yep, that's correct. So that's the idea, and again, it depends on how intensive you want to be, how often you want to move that fence. We do have people that move like every other day. You know, if they're for example, the animals are eating 1 round bale a day, then maybe they'll give 2 at a time and just do that every other day. And so it's very flexible. And again, that's why we're doing this with a variety of people. And one of the things that we've done with the Amazing Grazing program over the years is not to just give a recipe or a thing that people just follow. We want people to be inventive and creative, and we most of the times the farmers think about things that we wouldn't think about because their context and what they do there on their farm is so different than what we just don't know that, and so we're better to give some flexibility and let them kind of teach us the different ways that you could do this and the different practices. So.
Introducing variables creates good data.
Yes, no, that's right. Absolutely. Well, it creates a broader understanding of the practice.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this for, Amazing Grazing's been around for almost 40 years now. And we've been, we've focused on grazing management primarily. But in more recent years, we really focus on pasture ecology and getting people to understand that these pastures are a very complex ecosystem out here, and that the farmer, you in this case, is the most important piece of that ecological system. And the most important part of this whole thing is me and what I do and how I apply the different practices that I could. And so that's our whole goal with Amazing Grazing, is to get people out here on the land thinking and improving what they do and enjoying the beautiful lifestyle that it really is. Once you get the chance to be out there a lot, you get hooked, and you don't,
I know.
as you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited. I know purchasing this property originally, how much effort it took just to get what we've got, the stand that we've got, and money, because we robbed the land of that important 4 to 6 inches of topsoil, and we had to develop it. And fortunately, I've got a chicken house down the road and was able to really build it, disc it in, and do that within a year and a half before I even put animals on it, establish the grass and stuff. But it's getting to the point in that, especially in the backfield, where I need some professional help on that for sure. And I'm looking forward to doing this.
Well, and that's why we're here. So again, we use these little demo projects like this to get a relationship built with farmers and stuff. But we do frequently we do workshops all around, and most of the folks we've worked with really like to get out to those workshops and try some new things, and so it's really quite a community that's built up around this kind of thing. And so that's we look forward to helping you as you develop your farm.
Yeah, I'm pumped to get into it more for sure.
We'll do it
out and around,
and then we will. We should have time to pull soil samples today.
Oh, okay. And if not today, I can always
come out.
Yeah.
I think the last one we did was probably a year and a half ago, maybe 2.
Have you?
We added a lot of phosphorus and potash.
Okay. This was mostly pine trees.
Yeah, it was very acidic and a lot of iron.
Yeah.
February they'll have those mobile chicken processing.
Oh. That's the goal. As long as it's working with finance and stuff.
Yeah. We've got all the material except for the panels. We just gotta, as soon as this is done, I'm hoping to have this done by Friday. So I bottle raised the bull. He's just a puppy dog. He wants you to pet him. So we don't do too bad in like this area here, but once in the NRCS proposal that I did, we obviously had this.
They're kind of wet.
Yeah, this will be blocked off, that intermittent fencing and stuff like that. It's kind of wet there. But everything on that side of that draw that's that clay hill. You know what I mean?
It was kind of seamy this way.
Yeah, this isn't too bad.
Back there. And is this all electric fencing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's forest ran hot everywhere.
There'll be the water
Yep. Yeah, the pads are where the waters will go. I ran a water line all the way down just to make it easier because I was doing it the hard way. In my gator in a 270-pound IBC tote. When I
Oh my
rotated
goodness.
out here, I would have to come out here every night and fill waters, but
Well, I guess Dr. Poor, are you guys gonna make the plan for how things are laid out? Is that how it works, or?
I'll make it collectively.
Yeah, we can make, and we should stand right here and talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a. You say this is about 5 acres?
3 to 5, somewhere around there maybe.
Yeah, 135,000 square feet. Let's see what that is.
What is the predominant breed out here?
Angus.
What is he Red Angus?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm.
And I've got 2 Herefords, and then I got that Ridgeback, and then
Yeah.
Brittany's Pasture Princess is over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting about 3. I'm getting about 3 acres.
Okay.
So, and then, so the question is, how heavy do you want to impact it? So, and we've been doing, like on the more detailed work, we've been doing 2 and 4 tons to the acre as a kind of a range that we've been looking at with the research. And seems like probably most people are going to want to go a little higher than that to get really good impact on the land.
Okay.
The lower end is for people with just really nice pastures that don't want to tear them up and stuff. Then that lower amount seems to be good. So
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say we can, like I've got really good production on this side, but that side I'd want to go kind of heavy just
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it looks okay right now, but I feel like in the summer I just see clay, you
Yep.
know, as I look out on that, as that slopes down kind of in the center there. It looks like it's covered nicely now, but I literally just let these cows in here, and nobody's been in this pasture for 3 months, probably, at least maybe longer, you know. But definitely when they start getting on it, it looks barren on that backside. Well, Ryan's here pretty much full time,
Okay.
so one of us will be here pretty much full time. We can implement anything really
So you
now.
see how the cows work through the bales and kind of. That's the good thing about temporary fence. You can change it, you know, if you need
Yeah.
to. So.
About how many bales are you going through, like a day or a week right now?
Probably 3, 4 a week.
Yeah, and it doesn't really have to be quite. I mean, you could do some of that in another area. We just want people to try it for at least 30 days. So
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
So they don't like do it for 2 weeks and they don't like it, you know. So that.
That I will tell you that pasture does not need any development.
No,
That one is
that one's got a lot
great.
of manure on it.
It does, yeah, because they've been locked in there since we started
Yeah.
feeding.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I was just going to do the same thing out here
Yep.
and move the ring around a little bit, but you know, we wanted to hook up, especially when I heard about this opportunity. We would love to, you know,
Yeah, we'd
provide
kinda
some
like-
data.
We'd kind of like.
Yeah, they've only been on this for like 2 days.
Well, Johnny, let's. What do you want to do? You want to? We could actually come down here and kind of set up. I mean, put posts where the bales might go, just to give you an idea of how to put them out. That
Okay.
would be. We've got about an hour, so I could take a soil sample over there.
And I can, I'll just run a bucket of grain up in the feeder, and all these cows will
Yeah,
get out
so
of here
it
and we'll
runs
lock
about-
it up.
So it's an acre and a half. So if you, it would be about 25 rolls if you did 6 tons to the acre, which is pretty high. But I think that's probably what I would
That's what we wanna
suggest.
do. We want to bail bomb it.
Yeah,
Bale bomb
I
it.
think that's right.
I like
think,
that.
Well, I think that's. Well, we have, yeah. So we
Yeah,
have.
we can create a hashtag on that.
That's right.
Bail bomb.
So we have like the 2 ton per acre is kind of like nice pasture. Don't want to tear it up. 4 ton. Don't really want to do it. Then the bale bomb in 6, 8 tons.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
I've got enough to do that.
And your hay is Bermuda
Yep.
hay primarily.
Yep, primarily.
and-
I mean, it's all Bermuda.
Set it up here.
Yeah.
Those bales
Yeah.
you use.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll use the 4x just because the 6x are net wrapped and they'll last longer. So
Okay. So you want to? Let's just drive the truck back down here, and
Yeah,
we'll
I would think so.
Do they all have to be on land all at the same time, or can it be like we pull a post, put a bale down each day?
Well, you could, but the idea again is to really kind of put it out while it's
Just so you
nice
don't
and you
have to
got
get
time, and then so that, and because a lot of it is saving traffic too. And now that's not as big an issue on sand as like up where we are, you know, it gets wet in the winter. I mean, you just run
Can't
up
get in
everywhere
there.
you go, and so that's a big advantage. But
Well, I got a the track skiller's coming back today, so I mean, we could prep it all this week, lay it all out, grade it off,
yeah,
and then we just expose them as it goes.
that's what I would do. So
Yeah, because especially if that gets wet, like you don't want to be driving through that if you don't.
I'm not getting the tractor through that. I mean, right now I probably could,
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're
you know,
dry right now.
not right in that area, but I could get through
can go
anywhere's
through
up
the
to this
rain,
willow
yeah.
tree.
As far as what you guys are looking for results, is it like after the 30 days is up, is there a certain timetable you're looking to see like a change in anything?
well, we will come back. So we're going to take a soil sample today, and then we'll come back probably in summer and take another sample from the same area. Just kind of let it cook a little bit, and,
Dissipated.
and
We will
then
have the option maybe for a second year. You want, you know, if you tried it and you liked it, you know, and you want to do this same area or another area, you know, you could look at doing that over the year 2 kind of deal.
Okay, good. Because we asked that because we're looking for another 80 to 100 acres, and it seems to be the only thing I'm finding is wooded lots. So we might have to end up doing the similar thing that we did here, and that would be the first thing that I did probably. Besides the chicken litter, is heavy bale graze the entire thing.
yep.
So
Cool.
All right, y'all. So there's Doc right now. He's getting some help from Liz Joseph, part of the Moore County Ag Extension. So as you can see, each one of these posts is going to represent a round bale of hay. We're laying these out about 25 feet apart, and we're going to make one big grid. While we were laying these posts out, Doc and Liz set off and started getting some soil samples. So as they stated earlier in the video, they're gonna get some soil samples today, and then they're gonna come back in summertime and get some more soil samples after we've had plenty of time for this field to settle, once the cows have gone through all the bales. And this is what our finished product looks like. So we had approximately 24 posts that were set. Some of these posts you're seeing are going to be the perimeter as well, so don't mind all of those. But we're going to set up some wire now, some hot wire. We're going to set out the bales, but this is what it's going to look like. So we covered this whole entire slope, about 3 acres, all with round bales at each post. That way when the cows are eating these, it's going to decompose, and all those nutrients will go right into the ground. Then we set off. Joe started loading up the truck and trailer, and we're gonna get these bales on the field. Now off to take our first load down to the pasture. We quickly realized after this first load that we better strap these things down. A little too bumpy for comfort. Joe made quick work of these bales. We loaded about 5 on the trailer each time, and then he put 2 on the tractor, so it didn't take us very long, and he's pretty fast on this thing. Just want to give a quick shout out to Amazing Grazing and their team, Doc, everyone that came out, as well as the Moore County Ag Extension. They came out, they provided all this temporary fencing, they laid out the plan for us. This couldn't have happened without them, so we thank you very much. As you can see, all the cows here on Meadow Oaks just love this. They got the zoomies. That's our main breeder bull oak there. They got a chance to eat somewhere new opportunity. We normally don't put out this many bales at once, but this is a learning curve, and we're gonna go with it. this is what the field looked like as a finished product, and we let the cows in shortly after this. If you're here still, we appreciate you watching this video. Remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps us big time. We appreciate all the support. Again, we're on Active Duty Rancher on Instagram, Meadow Oaks Ranch on Instagram, TikTok as well, Facebook. Follow us on all the platforms. Love to hear from you guys. Have a good day.